Hello, everyone. I'm Matt Haas. You're watching the Awesome Wood Things channel, and the topic today is YouTube analytics. There's a whole bunch of analytics out there. I'm going to talk about most of them. Each one will have some tips or tricks or best advice in order to improve that area, which will increase engagement and ultimately boost your channel. And there's two pieces of analytics that are the most important. So you'll learn which two they are, and I'll be happy to share that. We'll also look at the Studio Beta. So the Creator Studio that everyone's familiar with, there's a new one out there. It's called Studio Beta. And most people are like, well, the old one's got what I need. I'm fine there. No, no, no. You should not ignore Studio Beta. It's got a few awesome bits in it, and it's getting more and more awesome each day. All right, Frankie's here. Frankie CNC and Woodworking Channel, Harneo Media. Dave Gatton, welcome, welcome, welcome. All right, now, if you're watching this on replay, skip ahead a minute or two. I'm going to talk a little bit about myself and, why I'm excited about this topic. That'll allow a few more people to get in the live stream. This will go public on the Awesome Wood Things channel after it airs, so that's good as well. But, who am I? Well, I have a medium-sized channel on YouTube. It's called Awesome Wood Things. I make things out of wood that are awesome. And I say it's medium-sized because it's not my full-time gig. It is a hobby. However, I love technology, and I follow the world tech news just for fun, if you can believe it. So what Apple's doing, what Facebook is doing, what YouTube is doing, what Google is doing, why they're doing it, the initiatives they have, the reasons behind what they do on a global scale, how they roll things out. I find it fascinating. I really do. And there's a lot of complicated legal and, all kinds of interworkings that go into these corporate decisions, and I just love it. I also, when I get attached to a platform, I go all in. I try and find out everything there is about that platform, learn all the ins and outs and things like that. So I follow all of the channels that teach you how to be better at YouTube. I follow them all, and I take notes, and I implement it where I can. So, I do all of that, and I think some of that's going to come through here. And ultimately, I want to make a better experience for everyone watching, because I think, the rising tide floats all boats. The more we all get better, the better it is for the whole ecosystem. And I really think YouTube is going to have a leg up on what people are calling traditional media, television and movies. I think there's some real talent out there. This is a contender. YouTube is a contender, and I think that's where it's at. We're on the cutting edge. Video content in general, no matter where it is what's in demand. And, I think, it's going to flip. Traditional media is going to be YouTube, and television is going to be old media. So I follow all of that, and I just want to share some of the cool things with you. All right, that's a little bit about me. And, just remember that with YouTube, a few more general statements before we jump in. It's a slow game. Hey, yeah, it takes time. Okay. It's a lot of times you'll post something and it'll get a big bump, and it'll go down, and then over time it'll get more and more. It'll take off. And also, YouTube is all about multiple videos. Everything I say should be in the context of doing whatever I'm talking about, but over multiple videos. That's important. You can have the breakaway hit and have, the viral success, but that's only one thing. To really make this work, you've got to do multiple videos. You've got to connect with your audience. That means how you act on screen. Is it better each time? Are you taking out the ums and all of that type of stuff? Got to get better. Are you looking at the lens? A lot of people do this where they'll look at themselves while they're doing something, and that's not good. Little tips like that. Um, you know, are your analytics and best practices on point? That's what we're going to talk about. And the whole thing about YouTube is growing an audience. That's what you have to think about it. Connecting with an audience and growing an audience and doing all of that. And then just don't be the same with everything you do. That's a good general tip as well. But the point is, multiple videos is kind of the key here. So let's jump in. All right, so this is the Creator Studio as we all know and love. And I got a little piece of news here. So it's saying, hey, new audio is available down here in the Create thing. Okay, we'll get that. And so this is 1995. Okay, this is not where we typically want to be. Although you do have to come here for some things, and that's fine, because not all of these features exist in Studio Beta. Where is Studio Beta? Ding, 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 right up here at the top. Click that. Page refreshes, and welcome to the future. Here is Studio Beta. All right, what are we looking at? This is what we call the dashboard. You're over here on the dashboard. How do you know? This little tab is highlighted. And my screen is real small, so it looks great over the screencast. I do have an insanely large monitor, but I choose to crunch it down small. So there's a whole bunch of goodies here, and then these goodies. We're going to get into all of that. Let's look at what's on the card here. Before we do, I just want to say, if you have questions along the way, put your question in the chat. It might help if you @AwesomeWoodThing. So type the @ symbol and then start typing the word out so it highlights, so I'll see it better. And also the super chat's active as well. That could get my attention. I will try and answer questions as we go. I encourage that. So please take advantage of that. So let's take a look at the dashboard here. Off to the left is just, random stats kind of thrown in here. It's last 28 days is the metric. You can click into that. You can go to your analytics section. I'm going to go back to the dashboard here. So this is just a smattering of statistics. A few terms you'll hear over and over again. Subscribers, we all know what that is. Someone subscribes to your channel. Watch time is how much in minutes people have viewed all of your content in this case, because it's reflecting all content. And this is over the last 28 days. And how many views you had. That's how many times someone's clicked on your stuff and watched at any length of time. Oh, and then the revenue, don't look at that. And then some top videos there. And then this is the news panel. The Creator Studio will be there. You can rifle left and right and you'll see a lot of their content from there. But this is how do you get to this page from my YouTube channel homepage? Jim wants to know how you find Creator Studio. Okay, awesome. Well, let's go back. So here we have give me 1 second here, folks. All right. How do you get to Studio Beta? All right, so here you are. If you're on YouTube proper, okay, so here's the normal front page of YouTube. You would go under your icon and choose Creator Studio. And once you're in Creator Studio, this should be familiar to you as a content creator. From here, to get to the new interface, you click this, YouTube Studio Beta. And then you land on the dashboard of YouTube Studio Beta. Okay, I think that answered your question. If I didn't, let me know. This card, this is the most important card. And it's much more awesome than it appears. Let me tell you what's happening here with this card. So it picks your most recent video. So I did this video, Mario Whirligig sneak peek, and it's giving you metrics, but it's giving you metrics that are normalized. Well, what does normalized mean? Normalized means it's comparing this video to your previous 3 other videos, but it's only comparing them as they all were day 17 in 1 hour, because this video has been on my channel for 17 days and 1 hour. So it's not comparing it to your previous video as it stands right now, because your previous video was published even further back in time and has been acquiring new metrics, new watch time, new views. It's normalized. You could do it for the previous video. This is a drop down. So now it's only now see, this video didn't do too well. Why didn't that video do too well? Well, it is a quick 2-minute video, actually less than 2 minutes. It was just a teaser. So teasers typically don't do all that well. So it's not suspected to be a breakout success. Now look at this. Here's the hidden thing. This title, hover over the title, and look what happens. This thing flies out. What does this tell you? This tells you where in the ranking that video compares. It's number 8 out of my last 10. So this thing ranks number 8 of the last 10 videos I published, all being weighted as if they were 17 days, 1 hour. So the Junie Genius collab is less than this, but my my computer desk is number 1. So like that did, even in its 17 days, 1 hour, it was much better than that. This is huge. Like never before were you able to get that snapshot comparing current video to other videos as they were in the same number of days as your video. Killer. That's a killer feature. And you can only get it in Studio Beta. So go do that. All right. So now let's look at here's the video list. Okay. This is the same as your list of videos before, only it's much more compact, and I kind of like it. They did recently do the bulk updates, so you can select more than one thing, and you can change. You can edit the description, and then you can just. So I'm not going to do any of this. But that is available to you. That's the new recent change. You can do bulk updates within Studio Beta, and that's how you do it. Hit cancel here. I don't want to do that, but it is there. I generally recommend not changing your metadata on published videos. Why? Sometimes, maybe all the time, YouTube will reset. In other words, oh, there's a change. We've got to reanalyze this, and whatever path it was on promotion-wise, it might stop it and kind of restart it. So set it and forget it. What are your future plans for YouTube videos? What are you planning to build? Says Jacob Blue. Thanks for the question. I'm going to continue to build awesome things out of wood or vinyl or acrylic. There's a Freddie Mercury image I'm working on now. I want to do a silhouette of Freddie Mercury. It might be a good scroll saw pattern. I'm going to make that free to the internet once I'm done. You can follow my Awesome Wood Things. My Awesome Wood Things Learn Adobe Now sessions I do an hour before this, Mondays at 6 Eastern. I'm drawing Freddie Mercury. That's what I'm working on now. Thanks for asking, Jacob. All right, so here's where we want to be, analytics. This is the analytics one. Now here, this is analytics channel-wide, okay? We're going to switch this out to be analytics for a specific video. Very different. It looks kind of the same, so it could be confusing. But let me just kind of go over some statistics here. First of all, you've got this awesome chart. And on the chart, is this thing. This tells you what you've done on that given time. I published that video so you can see how your stuff is doing. Let me kind of extend the days here. 90 days. So here I published a look at that. Look at my metrics. So whatever that published video was, it caused a bump in my viewership, or in this case, watch time. Same thing with views, subscribers, and then revenue. Okay, but this is channel wide. But pay attention to this because it surfaces what happened, those events. That's killer. You don't get that on the other ones. Before I go too much into this, I want to target a specific video. So let me go back to the video list and let's pick out a video. I'll go to Mario Whirligig. And believe me, when I get to the two most important pieces of analytics, you'll know. That's coming real soon. Hang on, folks. You're not going to want to miss it. All right, so now up at the top, see how it has my video title here? That's important. So now I'm only looking at the statistics for that video. And again, watch time, views, subscribers, and revenue. I turned off the ads because it was a teaser. I didn't want to throw ads at people. I just thought that was good. Now, let's walk down this tab here, okay? And we'll get into some of this other stuff. So I have a few more cards on the screen as well. But let's go right to reach viewers. And then remember, this is only for one video. Here's reach viewers, okay? So impressions. Okay, let's talk about impressions. Do we all know what an impression is? An impression is anytime YouTube throws your thumbnail and title in front of someone on the interface. Could be on the watch page. So you know how you have a video on the watch page and you have all these little videos off to the side? That's an impression. If they show that, if they show your stuff to someone in that, that's an impression. When you get done with the video and you stop it, and then your video has all these little squares of other videos inside the player window, that's an impression. Anytime someone sees your video, however they see it on the YouTube interface, it all counts. You don't have to do anything. It just has to be presented to a user and has to be on the screen, fully on the screen. Like if the screen ends here and your video is partial, like they never really saw all of it, it doesn't count. It only counts if it's fully on the screen. Okay, so let's get back. That's an impression. That's important. We're going to talk about that. But let's scroll down here. Now we're on the reach viewers part of a particular video. This is the money right here. This is why you're here, folks. This inverted triangle is the golden egg right there. Impressions and how they led to watch time. And this is over the span of 28 days. Let's look at this in detail. So here's impressions up here, 3.5 thousand. Same thing. This is the same stat. Next one, click-through rate, 2.4%. What is click-through rate? Click-through rate is the number of time, well, the percentage of times someone saw your thumbnail and title and clicked on it. Boom. That's a click-through rate. I had 2.4%. That means 2.4% of everyone who saw my video in the 28-day span clicked on that video. And that is important because what you have to think, what does YouTube want? Like, put yourself in the mind of YouTube. Well, they want people to stay on their platform, and they want to show videos to the user base, and they want the users to click on those videos, and they want them to watch the videos. And I know what you're thinking, like, Matt, that's so obvious. Why are you even telling us? It's so important. And Here's why it's important. Okay. So this is how many times your stuff has been seen on the interface, the percentage of times it's been clicked. This is, the number of views. That's obvious. Did someone click it and view it? Doesn't matter how long they viewed it. They just viewed it. And then here's the average duration viewed. This is the other killer big one right there. Isn't it funny how like the most important ones are the small gray text? This one's the most important. And those are the two most important things on YouTube that you need to pay attention to grow your channel. Click-through rate and view duration. That's it. Focus on these two and you will explode. What is average view duration? Well, that's what's the percentage of your video that was viewed. In this case, 65.4. That's actually pretty darn good. You want to keep this above 50, meaning you want your audience to watch at least half of your video, if not more. 65 is good. That's good. And you want this number to be as high as possible. What's high as possible? Click-through rate. You want your click-through rate to be 8% would be good. 9, 10, 11, 12. Like 12 is like really good. It'll never be 100. Like, think about it. Every time your stuff was shown on the interface, 100% of people, it's never going to happen. If you can get your click-through rate up to about 10, 11, 12%, and your audience retention above 50 or 60 or 70, YouTube will reward you. You will start to be, you'll show up in search more, because that's one way people discover you. They do the search on YouTube for something, and you'll show up in suggested more along the side of a page, of a video, the video watch page on the side. You'll show up more there. You'll show up in recommended when you go to the home page, or the recommended page. You'll just show up everywhere. You want to hit that suggested algorithm. How do you do it? Click-through rate and watch and audience retention. Seriously, those are the two things you need to pay attention to for your stuff to explode. These two things here. And I'm looking at this over 28 days. I mean, really, when YouTube looks at it, they're looking at it like right now, like over the last hour, or over the last day or something like that. That's what they want. Why? Again, because they want to present stuff to their users, and they want their users to click on the stuff, and they want it to watch the stuff. Now, I say those are the only two metrics, but think about it. There's so much that goes in to those two metrics. There's a whole lesson plan of multiple things that can make the click-through rate and the audience retention numbers high. For example, thumbnails and titles. Those are the two most important bits of metadata your video can have. Why? Because that's what people see before they click on your video. That's what makes people choose to pick your video. Good thumbnails and the title. What's a good thumbnail? What's a good title? Well, that's a whole other topic, but the whole point is it should be compelling and accurate. You don't want to falsify things. You don't want to presume your content is about one thing, then once they start watching it, it's about something else. Well, then they're going to jump off your video and they're not going to have the retention. The retention part is needed, and the way to get the retention up is to have compelling content the whole way through your video. The whole way through. That means take out all the extra stuff. No clickbait stuff. I see that Jim Bashir's in the comments. Yeah, no clickbait. Well, if you do have clickbait, you gotta deliver. But no clickbait. Yeah, is your stuff engaging? Cut out all the extra fluff and deliver content right up to the end. Like, even on the last 20 seconds when you have your end card, you should still be up in a little window talking to your audience, delivering content, delivering your message, deliver whatever it is you're doing. You're building something, you're giving instructions, it's a how-to video, it's a vlog, it's whatever. Keep on putting content right up to the end. As a viewer, the viewer should have this experience. All right, I'm watching a video from Awesome with Things. Oh, that's cool. That's cool. Oh, that's good. Oh, here comes the end card. Oh, he's still talking to me. Boom. It should just end. It should almost be abrupt. You want your viewer to go like, oh, darn, that ended. I got to get more stuff from Awesome with Things. That's what you want. You don't want to slowly and definitely don't put extra garbage at the end of your, not garbage, but like, like maybe like marketing teasers and just general stuff about, content the whole way through. You need to hold their attention the whole way through your video. And you need to have a high click-through rate. When you have a high click-through rate and people are watching your videos, that's what YouTube's looking for. How do you grow your channel? You give YouTube what it's looking for. So those are the two most important bits of metadata, is the click-through rate and the average view duration or audience retention. Focus on those two things. And as far as metadata goes, killer thumbnails and killer titles. What's a good title? The keyword phrase up front with some emotion at the end. There's a whole other lesson about good titles, but that's right there. If this is your thing, if this is helping you, I've got super chat going, Patreon on Awesome with Things on Patreon, and I'm also thinking about doing consulting where I'll look at your channel, ask you some questions, and then give you a full report, written and a video walkthrough, private just to you, of what you did. Here's how you could have done it better, and here's why you want to do what I'm suggesting. On and on and on across all the analytics of YouTube. And it will not only be YouTube consulting, it'll be design consulting. I have a design degree from college. I know what looks good. I know beauty's in the eye of the beholder, but guess what? Some things look better than others. And in design school, they teach you that. And the business too, I'll teach you I'll share my knowledge on working off platform. So if you're interested in that, send a message to matt@awesomewiththings.com or find me on Facebook, facebook.com/Matt Haas, MATTHAAS. So I'm thinking about doing that. Probably, not $100, probably half off, $50. And it will be a full business report that covers those three areas: YouTube, design, and business. All right, so let's keep going here on the studio beta. Interest viewers, let's click this. So here's the watch time. Oh, and look at this. This audience retention, this is so important. You click into this one. Here's your video, and here's the percentage of people who watched it. You want this to be above 50% all the way through. And look, I'm 51, 50, 40, right there at about a minute 10, I drop below 50%. And I'm only 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. I'm only 5 seconds to the end, I fail. And you can see, like, okay, I said something here. Whatever I did there, people kind of watched it more. And then whatever I was doing there, people started trailing off. And so this, you should really kind of watch it. Here, I think people kind of knew it was winding down. And they're like, all right, I think I've seen it all. And I've jumped off. What could I have done better? Boom, just ended it. So you can click into that card and then close the card here. The card becomes full screen. That's the way you have to think about it. All of these, there's so many pieces of analytics here, but are they important? Yeah. I mean, like, what are you going to do here? Like, okay, 10% of my people are from Canada. How is that going to change my content? Well, I mean, you might have some good advice about, but seriously, it's not this. Click-through rate, average view duration is nowhere near country of origin or, languages or the gender break. I mean, whatever. And here's the other thing. If anyone is doing live streams, it's against YouTube's terms of service to show the revenue page publicly. So don't do that. Put the word poutine in the title, says Mark Lindsay. Yeah, yeah. Um, so that's how you have to think of this. And there's a lot going on here. And again, some of this stuff's up here. So here's audience retention. It's on the, I guess what they call the overview tab of an individual video. Um, each one of these will expand likes versus dislikes. I don't think there's a lot of stuff here. This panel updates live. This should be a little throbbing button here. Yep, see it? Kind of ping, kind of like a radar thing. That's real-time traffic, lasts 48 hours or 60 minutes. You could get into that. Now let me go on to a different video that's done a lot better. You could kill the Canadian demographic, says Jim Bashir. That's funny. Let me go back. So let me go to another video. Go to page 2. I do a lot of live streams. Most of my live streams aren't public on my channel. Just a business decision that I've done. Here, this one's done very well. Let me go into here. So this is sort of what I consider my breakaway hit. It's the last 28 days. So see, thousands. Everything's in thousands on this one. This one's a lot more. And even this one, look, this was how many minutes? Almost 7-minute video. 6 minutes, 46 seconds. I held that retention all the way to the last 17, 18, 19, 20, 20. The last, 20, 25 seconds, I held that retention. That's killer. Killer good. It's almost a straight line. That's beautiful. Here, people could start to tell, I'm tapering off and I'm, talking about other things. So yeah, they're like, okay, we get it. We saw how to build this thing. So that one was, and like, even look at the real time. People are still kind of engaging with this video. And this has been on here for a while. How long has this been? 90 days. Oh, check this out. You can do custom. Look at this. You can go back even further. You could say from April 1st to the present, apply. Isn't that nice? Look at that custom picker. That's a pretty killer custom picker, if you ask me. This little date slider thingy here. Yeah, this thing's just been killing it since before April. So yeah, walk through. Let's look at this. Look at this chart. Oh, this is much better. 5.6. What was my last one? 2.4. You think, oh, 5.6. That's kind of still a small number. No, 5.6 is more than double 2.4. Well, darn near double. Yeah, it's more than double 2.4. That's huge. And still over 50% average view duration. YouTube is rewarding this video by showing it to people because this is pretty high. It's not 10% where I'd like it to be. And this is pretty high as well. That's how you do it. That's how you win YouTube. And you do that on video after video and just keep on doing it. Traffic sources. Look, I put this on Instructables. I'm getting a lot of traffic from that site. And that's what I'm telling you. Where do your views come from? Not a lot of subscribers give you views. And that's universal. That's not, oh, by the way, that's just affecting me. Overall, the number of subscribers you have, very small amount of views come from your subscribers. You need to go get them. I went out on these external sites and I pushed this video and it's bringing people in, and YouTube loves it. YouTube loves when you bring people to them. They do not love when they leave and go somewhere else. And that's another tip you have to keep in mind. Are you sending your audience off of YouTube somewhere else? Here's my Facebook page. Here's my this. Here's my that. That's kind of dangerous. maybe one intent, like even when you're running a contest, leave YouTube to go fill out this form. I don't, some people have those, what do they call it? The carousels, where you go through and you do an action on Twitter, you do an action on Instagram, stuff like that's, yeah, they're leaving YouTube. And if they leave YouTube on your video, that's the note. The YouTube watches for that. You want to keep them on the platform. So if you do something like that, it should be far and few in between. Even in the YouTube description, the first part of the description should be about your video. Then put some marketing stuff in there with links off site if you want to. But be mindful about making people leave YouTube. And really, the rest of these, and there's still a lot of good ones, but think of it this way. It's good to focus on these things, but they're not going to yield the results you want. Focusing on this and this, 20% of your energy on this is going to yield 80% growth. It's going to be opposite. Yes, other things are important too, like tags, for example, the video tags. But so if you come down here, no, not there. Here, this is your metadata about one video. So very important title, description, very important, especially the first couple sentences should be what your video is about, because YouTube wants to know that. They want to know what your video. Tags are good. They're not nothing, but in the grand scheme of things, tags are not as important. Title, if you focus on title and thumbnail, that's the 80-20 rule, or the 20-80 rule. That's going to yield 80% more results, is nailing this. How did I nail it? Well, I used a bright color. I blurred the background and put a color over the back. I focused on what's important. I have my branding on, important. This is what people see. This is what they click on. Here's what it is. Here's the passion word, safe and accurate. Well, I want my stuff to be safe and accurate. DIY is obviously do it yourself. Tags, not so much. Yes, they're important. Are they going to yield 80% benefit? No. You can work on tags 80% of the time. They're only going to yield 20% success. Do not use red line at the bottom. That's another thing for thumbnails, because it looks like the playlist. A red line indicates you've watched it. Playlists are important. All of your videos should be in a playlist. All of them. Why? YouTube likes playlists because a playlist is another URL. Like, it's another unique ID. They like that for some reason. I don't know why they like it, because your play page, the video page itself, that's a unique URL, and then the playlist is a unique URL. They like that. They like it even better if it's an official playlist. Have you seen that in the interface? Official playlist. You know what that is? It's important. Official playlist is like a series of stuff. Like, I think like you're supposed to watch them in sequence. And that's somehow more important than just, a general playlist. Playlists are not on this studio beta. You'll have to go back to the old way. Click this little icon there to go back to the old way. And once you're on the old way, you can go back to playlists. And then you can, so here I have a playlist. And anyway, you've got to bounce back and forth between the classic Creator Studio and the new Studio Beta. Analytics. Who loves analytics? Who loves metadata? I do. Let's go back to this one. Okay, so now I'm back in my analytics for this channel. Anything you want, click it, takes full screen. There's the likes versus dislikes. Close it up. Last 60 minutes. I'm getting views. Not many, but I'm getting views. And here's where they're coming from. Suggested. Look at that. That's money right there. YouTube has this video in suggested. Huge. Look, if I go to my other video, that's not going to be suggested. What are your thoughts on using third-party website to purchase views, likes, and subs? Can you discuss the pros and cons? Says Dave Gatton. Sure. Yes, I can. All right, let me go back to, where's my video list? Well, here's the thing. YouTube's smart. YouTube knows what's legit and what's not legit. Just because you're racking up metadata doesn't mean it's not suspicious to YouTube. For example, when someone rolls over their what is it, 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 watch hours over the last 365 days. Well, it's not automatic. You go in a queue and a YouTube employee reviews your account and then grants you into the partner program. Well, why is it not automatic? Because they're looking for what you just asked for, Dave. They're looking for bought views, bought likes, bought comments. How do they know? Well, they know. They see the users that are doing that activity. They're seeing when they do it. They're seeing how often they do it. A whole bunch of different little bits of insight. YouTube has all that. They're great at that. That's what built their company. They're data fiends. They look at things 6 ways from Sunday. And if it looks suspicious, they may not put you in the partner program, at least not right away. They could reject you. You could have 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 watch hours or whatever it is in the last 365 days and get rejected if you do stuff like that. Why would you want to do something like purchase? What did you say? Likes and subs and views? Well, I mean, you could be playing the AdSense game. Like you could want more from the ads that you put on from there. Okay, I guess that would yield something, but that's what is it, like $1 for every 1,000 views? If you're sometimes a little more, sometimes a little less. Uh, I just you want to grow an audience and you want to do it legitimately, and if you do, YouTube won't punish you, and they'll certainly reward you. I wouldn't do that. I would spend the money on consulting on how to grow your channel, how to engage an audience, how to grow an audience, things to do that will resonate with an audience. Keep them watching, keep them wanting to watch, keep them, thirsting for your next video. That can make you take off. Buying your way out of it, it would just depends on what your goal is. Do you just want a higher number? Do you want a higher subscriber count just for funsies? I mean, look at the subscribers uh, per viewership. There's a metric here. Let me go to traffic sources. Interest viewers. Here we go. somewhere on the interface is a way to, yeah, right here. Watch time from subscribers. Subscribed. Well, that's actually a whole heck of a lot not subscribed. Yeah, this is this was really like a maker community focused thing, and this was my Whirly gig. It was more like a sneak peek. So really, only my subscriber. That's rare. Let me go to my other one, and you'll see that subscribers are not the ones engaging with that video. They're just not. Look at that. This is more like it. 99%, almost 100%, 0.2% shy of 100 watched that video. Only 2% of subscribers watched that video. That's now, this is an older video, so you can make the case that all of my subscribers have already seen it. But so but the point is that is that's a telltale sign that let me go to another video here. Um, this video really isn't doing very well. This is an older one and was just another quick one. Interest viewers. Oh, crap. Am I not in the right place? Reach viewers. I lost it. Anyway, yeah, subscribers, they're not the ones that are going to make your channel successful. Subscribership, the number is a good metric for things like, do you get your plaque? Do you get your 100,000 subscriber award physical piece of artwork from YouTube proper? They use subscribers for that. Yes, subscribers will be higher when you first release it, but if you're banking on your subscriber to have a successful channel, that's not the way to play it. It just isn't. You've got to go get your audience. You got to put your stuff on Reddit. You got to put your stuff on Instructables. If it's a build, like a how to build thing, find the places that are out there, Pinterest, whatever. Go get an audience and bring them to YouTube, because subscribers aren't enough. They're not enough. Even now, YouTube is not throwing your stuff at your subscribers at the rate that they used to. Of course, they can go to the subscribe page on YouTube if to get your stuff. This is another good public one here. This is somewhat more recent. Let's see what that looks like. Build an audience. Here we go. There. This is more like it. So this is a fairly recent video, a month and a half old, I would think. Subscribers, 25%. Not subscribed, 75%. Is it worth keeping low-performing videos on your channel? Better to have quality or quantity, says Dave Hart. The general rule of thumb is not to delete videos. Keep them on there. If they're underperforming, they won't show up as you may also like, and then they throw you a video. They just won't show up. People also like to see the progression of a content creator, how they've improved over time. It's just a natural curiosity. So yeah, keep in almost all cases, keep videos on your channel, even if they didn't do well. It's at that point, it's just a historical record, and it's not costing you anything. Jim says he gets almost 600 hours of watch time per month. I go back and promote the underperforming videos every now and then. Yeah, that's something fine. You can do. Yeah, bring people to your content. Bring people to new content. Bring people to your old content. All good. Great questions. Great questions, by the way. How is this show? Is this useful to people? Do you think you'll be using the studio beta more often? You can't use it for everything. You've got to go back. Remember, to go back, you go here, and then I've showed you the way to get in. This is just takes up more real estate here this way. But yeah. I thought this is kind of funny. This settings thing here, the only setting is, do you want to default to Studio Beta or not? And then this down here is a set default to Studio Beta, undo. It's like these two things, these two huge buttons, all that real estate, it's the same function for now, but they're going to clean that up. Yes, Matt, exclamation point, handy info. Cool, cool, cool. Comments, really is not metadata, but here's your all comment stream. Same deal as the old one. You can do all of your interactions. You can pin, and here's what's missing. This list is getting smaller and smaller. You hover over this thing, and these are not in Studio Beta yet. Cards aren't there. Translation and subscription, copyright, and there's a few others. This list used to be really long. Yeah, that used to be a pretty long list. And make no mistake, all of the engineering talent at YouTube is going into the Studio Beta. It will be your only choice at one time. So for right now, you should spend your time popping in and out of the beta and then the Creator Studio. Definitely. Don't just ignore it. And you've got to be in Studio Beta to get the two golden nuggets of information, which is the audience retention and the click-through rate. Super, super important. See, this title maybe not the best thing because I didn't put enough like feeling words at the end. Ultimate computer desk, walnut end grain trim, DIY. Could have done a little bit better at that title. Same thing. Here's all about the video, this first couple paragraphs. And then I get into, here's all of my off Facebook type things towards the end. And tags, important, not super important. Thumbnail, how'd I do? Well, again, I kind of have this theme going where I blur and kind of partially color the background and then highlight what's important. And I even kind of punched up this feature of the desk that I really like. Again, thumbnails and titles, super, super important. Let's look at some of these real-time Oh, look, this is still getting views. Not as much as the how to build a router table, but this computer desk, it's still like, that's like a general, what do they call it? Evergreen type content. People forever are going to want to know how to build computer desks. And so these are people kind of coming on here. Traffic sources, channel pages, YouTube search, external. Yeah, that's what you got to think about. Like, search is the first thing that breaks, and then suggested videos are short, not far behind, and then recommended videos. Recommended's even better. So you can go. Let's look at the interface for just a bit. I think this is important. Oh, let me go. Yeah, there we go. So here I have this. I've been using the dark theme. I don't know why. I just kind of like it. It ain't so easy being green. Yeah. So here, this on the side here, these are all suggested videos based on, what I'm watching. You could end up here. You get your click-through rate up and you get your audience retention up. YouTube will put you there. And that's what it means by suggested. You go out to the front page and then you've got your recommended here. Like this is another big thing. Recommended. If you get put into recommended, then that's going to be money as well. A lot of people just go to recommended. Like the average YouTuber, they'll subscribe to a couple dozen channels and they'll just call up the app or they'll call up the interface on the computer and they'll just surf through recommended. You want to be in that recommended. How do you get in recommended? First, you got to be in search, then you got to be in suggested, then you got to be in recommended. What's after that? Dun, dun, dun. Front page. That's if you're unsubscribed and go to youtube.com and they present you with it with stuff. That's front page. I think like Casey Neistat was on there twice. That is like very hard to do. Like you've got to have a breakaway viral video to be front paged. And it helps. Like sometimes, like you saw I post to Instructables. Well, sometimes my Instructable is so good, they put my video in the category front page. So if it's like crafts, I'll be on the front page of crafts. Sometimes Instructables will put you on the front page of Instructables. Go to instructables.com. On the front page, you'll be featured is what they call it. I'll be featured there. Those videos pull in lots and lots of views. Mark Lindsay says 2/3 of videos in my recommended list are from folks I've already subscribed to. That's fine. Nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that. I got to figure out my live stream strategy. I try and keep my channel project focused. And yeah, all of my live streams, except for this one, go unlisted on my channel. But anyway. What other videos do I have here? So I've been doing a lot of live streams. Makers Rock. This was a good one. See, this really doesn't have a lot of activity lately. But even this one, look. Audience retention above 50 all the way through. That's good. That's good. Another thing about being successful on YouTube. Yeah, see, this is dropped off. This isn't very. Yeah, it's not really a hot. Yeah, bad. See, not good. See, not everything's a breakaway success. Average view duration, at least for this span of time, people aren't watching it. I guess at one time they were, but now. So this YouTube's not going to do anything with that. They're not going to give you any love for a video like this, which is fine. They all can't be hits. Now, here's another important concept to grow a YouTube channel. Again, it's a multiple video strategy. All this good knowledge, if you just focus it on one video, that's not the way to play it. And then every video, you should strive to make something a little bit better than the last video. Not perfect, just incremental improvements. How's your on-camera presence? Can you make that a little better? Did you speak a little better? Did you cut out more of the fluff? What about the technology, the hardware? Video. Is the video cleaner? Is it less shaky? Or is the lighting? Here I did this. I did this recently. It's just subtle, but like, is it better this way without the extra light or better that way? I think it's a little bit better. Anyway, is the lighting better each time? What about the background? Is the background of what you're doing better than it was before? And the audio quality. Maybe you can tweak the audio settings in your video editor, or capture better audio, or move the microphone close, or whatever. Everything you do should be a little bit better than the time than yours. Like if your 100th video is the same as your 75th video, you're not playing YouTube right. You've got to get better each time, and that's what you can work on. And think about everything you're doing as growing an audience and going to get that audience, and you need to change the timer on that thing. Yeah, this. Yeah, if I have multiple images, it'll rotate through them. Otherwise, it will just anyway. This is my new little gadget I got there. I'm happy with that TV. I didn't think I would like a TV in my office as much as I do, but it comes in handy. That arm is very long and it can go any. And I put all of the cables behind the drywall. You can see there's no cables like right here. Like where? Here, like there's no cables. I do. I was pretty happy with. So I did some minor construction. Audio is very important for videos on live stream. That's true. Audio is important. This is the thing. People think, oh, I got to invest in a camera. I got to get multiple lenses. You know what? Audio is unforgivable. And I know what you're thinking, Matt, it's a video platform. Video should be on point. No. If there's bad audio, no one will watch a video with bad audio. If the video's kind of not on point or even crappy, sometimes you think, oh, that's what the director was going for. That's what the content. Oh, it's grainy, it's gritty, it's dirty. It's, you can kind of in your mind work through bad video. But if your audio sucks, there ain't no getting around it. Do not skimp on audio. It could be half the views weren't people at work with no sound on. Oh, that's another thing. Closed captioning. How many, raise of hands in the chat room, how many people go in and use the default closed captioning and edit the closed captioning to be on point? Do that. If YouTube sees that you went through the trouble and closed captioned your stuff appropriately, that's one more metric. See, all of this stuff, is everything I'm telling you make or break? No, but each little thing I tell you gets you one more increment better. Better than who? Your competitors. Like, I know the YouTube community and the maker community and the woodworking community. We're a great community, but let's face it, we are competing with everyone else. It's a competition. And if your video has closed captioning and your neighboring video, if very similar to yours, does not, well, guess what? They could push your video out to more places because you have closed captioning. How do you do it? I'll show you. Closed captions. I'm going to go to the old one. Go to Video Manager. Sometimes it's not available. What, closed captioning? Well, then you write it. See, look at this. See how this says CC right here? I know it's tiny, but I went in and I added the closed captioning. How do you do that? Now I'm on the classic. So you come here and you come to subtitles and CC. CC means closed captioning. And then you take the, there'll only be one choice here. You click it and you click edit. Oh, this was the one I didn't. This is the one I actually. Yeah, see, this is better. Look at how, if I can edit this. Like, I went through and I put all the punctuation and like it misspelled my name and awesome when things was not capitalized. I went through and I did all of this. This can play. And you control when they, I'm not going to go through all of the ins and outs, but the point is I went through and if it didn't understand a word, I correctly spelled it. And I worked with the timing to make sure that's perfect and got it as good as I did. And I'm going to try and leave without saving. Yeah, there we go. Anyway, the point is, if you do that, then it's going to show up your video in more places. It may even show up to other users who don't speak your language, because if YouTube knows you put the English closed captioning in there properly, they'll feel more comfortable translating through their algorithms the Spanish or whatever other French or whatever other language that they're going to. Do it. Use your closed captioning. And See, I work for a big publisher, and I'm all in on accessibility. Closed caption is an accessibility type term, meaning it's for hearing impaired or some sort of physical impairment. But guess what? Accessibility isn't only for those who are impaired, it's for the common everyday user. Think about it. Video is on the rise. You could be on your phone in a crowded subway. You might not want to display your audio to the whole subway car. Or Chad from Mancrafting mentioned earlier in the comments that you could be at work and you don't want your workmates to hear your video. Turn on closed captioning. I don't have a hearing problem yet, although my hearing is starting to go as I get older. I love closed captioning. So I'm all in when it comes to alternate text, alt text, long descriptions, and other. Well, this is more like web development, but closed captioning for videos and transcripts too. Transcripts are also good as well. Do the closed captioning, your videos, and just build it in. Now, I know, you're like, Matt, I'm doing so much. I've built my project. I captured video for the project. I edited my project. I uploaded the video. Now I got to go to Instructables and build an Instructable about it. Maybe you do physical printed plans. You build all that. But what you want to do is you want to work, and then unleash the whole package because you want that initial bump. You want it to be you want that Instructable to be ready day one when your video goes live. That way, all the traffic is going to hit it at once. And then they're going to see that bump. What I used to do was publish a video, get that out there, start working on the Instructable, start doing the other things I could have done, and then just rolling it out as I went. I was hitting myself because I would have a bump in traffic, and it would go down. And then when I got the other thing ready, I would have another bump of traffic. I'd rather have both those bumps. I'd rather have one huge bump. When YouTube sees that, that could be the difference. That could tip the scales and really have it take off. All right. How are we doing, folks? Any other questions about YouTube Analytics or the Studio Beta? We'll start to wrap up here soon. So many folks here in the chat room. Thank you, everyone. Jim Bashir, Jim Dockrell, Chad from Mancrafting, Mark Lindsay, Russ from Simply Wooden Creations, and so much more. Dave Hart. A lot of good folks in here, and this is going to be on the channel after this live stream ends, so you'll be able to enjoy the repeat of that. Use a new Studio Beta. Start using it now. You can't use it exclusively because you're going to need those other features that aren't in it yet. If you do closed captioning, can a viewer turn it off? Says Dave Hart. Yes. The viewer has full control over whether or not they see your closed captioning. And yes, most people won't turn on the closed captioning. Still do the closed captioning because it's a YouTube thing. It's one more thing you've done to your video that your competitors might not have done and that Google likes. If you do things Google likes, you do enough things that Google likes, they'll reward you by putting your stuff in front of more people. And closed captioning is definitely a critical piece. Build it in. You have to build it in. I take an extra hour and I make closed captioning for my videos. I don't care. I do it to everyone. I'd rather have it published an hour earlier. I don't do it. I do it. And then once your video's done, don't tinker with the metadata once it's out there. Leave it alone. If you tinker with the metadata after it's live, you could get reset, for lack of a better word. It could kind of stop doing its promotion of your video and kind of reevaluate based on the new metadata. So much we don't know about the platform we've used for years. Again, and if you want consulting advice from me, reach out to me for a small fee. I'll give you a full report. It'll be a full YouTube report. It'll be a full design review, and it will be a full business strategy review. You'll get printed documentation, show what you've done, what you could be doing, and why you should be doing it. And you'll get a walkthrough video, private walkthrough video. I'll have screen share session a pre-recorded screen share session that I'll give you, where I'll go over your channel. If you're interested in that, let me know. I think I'll start doing that. You know, the YouTube consulting space is a crowded space. There's a lot of people doing it. I don't know if I see myself doing that long term, but as far as the friends and colleagues in the YouTube maker community and the woodworking community, I'm all about that. If that's something you want. And remember, I've torn through all of this material and I follow the experts, and you could do the same thing. You could spend all the time gathering the information from the multiple sources and kind of compiling all this. It's possible, but I could do it all for you and lay it all out. So if you want to focus on your business and keep cranking out good stuff, and you want to throw a few dollars my way, we can work something out. I think I'm going to start doing that. And what better way to do it? If now this same session will repeat over on another channel, and what's happening there? It will be August 22nd. It's a Wednesday at 9 p.m. on a different channel, Brenda G's Designs. I'll be doing the same thing over there. So if you want to check out a new channel, Brenda G's Design. Brenda G is plural. Brenda G's Designs. Designs is plural. You could do that on Wednesday the 22nd. I'll be doing that. Other than that, I've got the live stream for learning how to do Adobe Illustrator stuff. 6 p.m. Eastern on Mondays. I do that as well. And find me on Awesome Wood Things on Facebook and Matthew Haas Geek on Instagram. I was looking for your video this past Sunday at 7. Mark, yeah, my Learn Adobe Illustrator videos go unlisted on my channel. You can get to them by being a $1 or more patron on the Awesome Wood Things Patreon page, or you can go to Awesome Wood Things Facebook page and scroll down through the timeline and see where I publicly post the link to past Learn Adobe Now Hangout sessions that are unlisted, but you can still get to them. So you can do the free way, go to facebook.com/awesomewoodthings and find the video on the timeline and get to those unlisted videos of the Learn Adobe Now Hangouts, the recordings of the Hangouts, or you can be a $1 or more patron. This video will be live on my channel as a will be on my channel as a recording to the public. So you don't have to go through any of those shenanigans for that. All right. I think I will leave it here. I hope this was helpful. Grow your channel, focus on the click-through rate, and focus on audience retention. There's a lot going into those two things. A lot you need to do to make both of those things go up. That's where you want to focus. Nail your thumbnails, nail your titles. That's the golden ticket right there. And go get those views. Go get them. Figure out how to get people from off platform and get them watching your stuff. And then don't have people leave your YouTube page to go elsewhere often, because that hurts. YouTube doesn't like that. All right, we'll end it here. Thank you, everyone. I'm thrilled to do this. I don't know if I'll do it again. Maybe I will if there's interest. Thank you. Thank you, everyone. I appreciate the support. Continue to grow your YouTube channel and continue to be awesome. Thanks, folks. Take care. Drop a thumbs up on this too, if you would, and share it around. Thanks again. Bye, folks.